Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Sarah Vantine here with Ted Ings. Today we are at Torsh's Sacramento with the Niello company and Ted talking about Cox Automotive and the partnership with the Niello company today.
That's right, Sarah. Our great friend Skyler Chadwick, Director of Product Consulting at Cox Automotive, is here with us. And of course, here on the West Coast, Tully Williams at the Niello company.
So glad you guys are all here today. We're so glad that Mr. X Time himself, Skyler's here with us today. We sure appreciate all of the effort you do for us.
Thank you guys. I'm super excited to be here. I don't know if I'm Mr. X time, but I definitely handle a lot of that. So
Well, Skyler, looking at your partnership and the results you've seen with the Niello company, what are the most important building blocks for creating customers who continue to choose the dealership year after year?
the first thing that comes to my mind to that question is about the 12% or losing to independent shops and things like that. And there's not it's such a big topic right now in our new Cox Automotive industry insights and studies that we found that it's about creating white space. It's about taking care of the customer, getting them into the dealership. I always talk about the two things that customers care about most: how much is it going to cost, and when can you get it done? And when you think about those two questions, the question is like, is my online scheduler? Does it work for my customer base, right? And my customers actually scheduling appointments online, then freeing up advisors to be able to do their job too as well. So there's a lot of things that we could talk about today, but that is really one of the biggest things: is how do we create more white space? How do we take care of more customers and get them in here?
When I look at what X Time does for us is that it helps that process that you were talking about in one easy package where, yes, the scheduling is solid as a rock, and you've been doing that since the 2000s. God bless you for that. Yeah. But I think that when the car comes in and we talk about what we expect from that person, they know that is going to happen in every store. First off is what? We're going to do a walk around the car and take pictures, offer menu options if we do that in the service drive. The next piece is that we have a standardized inspection sheet that happens every time, with pictures and video, and the video quality now we're getting today that X Time provides for us is unbelievable. And now we get to monitor that. But then what happens then? The parts department puts the parts in. But the whole process is, how do we get that information back to the advisor and ultimately to the service, to the customer, to use their thumb to say yes, right? And that is the whole process. All the things that we're doing is get that customer to say yes on the phone.
Yeah. I think that you talk about getting the customer to say yes. It's all about those pictures and videos. Yes, it goes back to that, right? And we're a true partner here with the Niello company, and we're doing great things. We talk about video, making sure the technicians, and as I've been here for a couple of days now, and I talked to the technicians, they're more excited about the actual ability to know, are they doing a good job with their actual videos, and actually be able to see those scores and actually put some actual tendencies on those things too as well.
So we're super excited to see that score where we're looking for those key things that drive retention: brakes, batteries, and tires. And now we're monitoring that in the email, right? In that video. So when we send it out, we're talking about those things like that. And wow, has that made a big improvement. So we can't thank you enough for making that dent.
It's a huge improvement. It sure is.
Tully, question for you. And
Yep.
I know you work very closely with Skyler and Cox Automotive. How are you using customer and vehicle data to create more relevant, timely, and personalized service experience?
So I think that, one thing about when you look at trying to, when the car comes in, what do they need, right? And the issue is you have two things. One is that there's marketing through X Time based off the last visit. Yeah. But really when they come in, here's the issue. How do we look at that history? How do we look at what they actually need? Two is that, how do we look at what they declined last time and talk about that? Are we talking about yellows? Are we talking about red declines? X Time makes it extremely easy for the customer, if they do an appointment online, to see that, and then the advisor to see that, because in our DMS is extremely difficult to find those things. Of course, we're not going to find declines. And that's what really helps us in the service drive to recommend those things. And also look at previous declines. Our technicians can look at previous inspections in previous ROs. They help them diagnose the car better. Having that access for our employees is the highest priority.
I think the biggest thing is we've got to serve up opportunities for technicians, for advisors.
Yes.
And so when we get the opportunity, we have to serve up those things, because that's the last thing the customer wants to know. I don't know what I need. You tell me what I need, Mr. Dealer, right?
Yep.
And I think that's the biggest thing we need to help out dealers, 100%.
And Tully, when you think about customer retention, how much of it is influenced by the experience before the customer ever arrives at the dealership?
I think it's always about our reputation. So the Niello company has been in business for 105 years. We've been in this market since the 50s. And it's our men and women every day, as our dealer always says, we're in the people business. And our goal is going to be is that if we treat people with honesty and respect, they're going to come back. If we treat them honestly and show quality recommendations, we'd sell our family members, right? That's going to show honesty and integrity. Are we giving them information to be completely transparent? That's going to drive that retention. So when they come in, they don't know like, oh, I'm going to the dealer, I'm going to probably get, taken advantage of. They already know what to expect, and they already have that great quality that they know that we're going to provide. Plus, we have gorgeous facilities for them to be in, but we have to be price cautious. So our goal is going to be is that we have brakes and batteries and tires. They need to be competitive. Price is an issue, right? But really, it comes down to our people at the Niello company to do a great job every day that drives people back.
Skyler, and that element to the experience, all of the people here at the Niello company, this is important when it comes to customer expectations and retention.
Yeah. Hey, the bars even set even higher every single day, and we're heading into an AI world, right? Where consumers, like I tell the dealerships every day, you're gonna expect a customer to have AI on their phone and not to go do the research and not to do those types of things, and they're trusting those actual AI tools that we have out there today. And so we've got to be on our A game. We have to understand the consumer experience. And I think the biggest thing that I think dealerships can do is that they have the ability to train their customers on how they want to do business with them. And I think that's one of the biggest keys that we can do here at Cox in our data to help dealerships understand their customers and how to transform their processes into the right processes to make sure that the customer has the best experience possible.
I just want to say, thanks to X-Time. I've been with X-Time since 2003-ish. And, you've come a long way, so we can't thank you enough for that. And you've been a great partner for the Niello company. And Scott, I appreciate all the hard work you do for us.
Hey, we're just getting started, so
Appreciate it very much.
yep.
All right, great honor to have Skyler Chadwick from Cox Automotive, X-Time, with us here today at the Niello company. We have a huge event planned for today, and grateful to both of you gentlemen, Tully, for having this in.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm Ted Ings with Sarah Vantine. We are here at the Niello company in Sacramento, California, and we will be right back.